Suzume Iwato is a 17-year-old high school girl who lives with her aunt in a quiet town in the Kyushu region of Japan in 2023. While heading to school, she encounters a young man searching for an abandoned area with a door, so she informs him of an abandoned onsen resort nearby and curiously follows him. There, she discovers a door standing alone on its frame. She opens it to witness a starlit field inside, which she can't enter. She trips over a cat statue on the floor, which turns into a real cat and flees. Frightened, Suzume rushes back to school. During lunch, Suzume notices a huge column of smoke emerging from the location where the abandoned resort is located, which no one else can see. She rushes back there and finds the man from earlier, who is struggling to close the door. Suzume helps him, and they manage to close the door. Due to the column of smoke falling, an earthquake hits a nearby area. Suzume takes the man to her home, where he introduces himself as Sota Munakata, explaining he is a closer and must locate and lock specific doors in abandoned places throughout Japan to prevent a powerful supernatural worm from being released and causing earthquakes. As they talk, the cat from the resort appears and turns Sota into the chair he was sitting on. Sota, now a small, three-legged chair, chases the cat onto a ferry headed for Ehime, with Suzume following along. The cat leaps onto another ship as Sota tells Suzume that the cat is a keystone, and that the worm was released after the keystone's removal from near the door. After reaching Ehime, Suzume and Sota find social media posts from locals, who have photographed and named the cat, Daijin. With the help of a friendly local girl, Chika, they locate the worm again and close the door in the entry to an abandoned school. They stay at Chika's home for the night. The next day, after parting with Chika, they hitch a ride to Kobe with a kind woman named Rumi Ninomiya, who asks Suzume to babysit her twin children. In the evening, Suzume spots Daijin, who leads her and Sota to an abandoned amusement park, where the worm is trying to emerge again from a Ferris wheel. They manage to lock the door, and the worm disappears. Sota explains that the portal within the door leads to the Ever After, a place where souls go after death. After tracking Daijin to Tokyo, Sota asks Suzume to take them to his apartment. There he explains the legend of the worm Namazu, and that he is the last descendant of a family that, for many generations, had been responsible for locking all the doors that lead to the Ever After. He says that there are two keystones that seal the worm. The western keystone has become Daijin, while the location of the eastern keystone is unknown. He warns that if the worm tries to emerge in Tokyo, it could cause an earthquake of the same magnitude as the 1923 Great Kanto earthquake. Suzume notices the worm emerging again, and the two follow it. The worm takes a huge form in the sky and the two fly over it. Daijin reappears and reveals he has passed on his function as a keystone to Sota. Sota suddenly turns into a keystone and Suzume reluctantly uses him to lock up the giant worm. Suzume wakes up at a shrine housing the Tokyo Gate, where she sees Sota in the Ever After, but is unable to enter the door. Daijin appears and Suzume gets angry at him and tells him not to come back. She visits Sota's grandfather, Hitsujiro Munakata, at the hospital, hoping to figure out how to rescue Sota. He explains that Suzume's ability to see the worm and the Ever After through the doors means that in some point in her life she entered the realm through one of the doors. Moreover, the doorway that she first used is the only place where she can re-enter the Ever After in order to save Sota. She decides to locate this specific door in her hometown in the Tohoku region, which was destroyed in the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, where Suzume lost both her mother and home. On her way, Suzume runs into Sota's friend, Tomoya Serizawa, who wants to help her to find Sota, along with Suzume's aunt, Tamaki, who has been looking for Suzume to take her back to Kyushu. Suzume refuses to go back and jumps into Serizawa's car. Tamaki also jumps in and they travel to Tohoku. At a rest stop along the way, Suzume and Tamaki get into an argument, discovering that Tamaki is possessed by Daijin, the eastern keystone, who follows them for the rest of the trip. Tamaki takes Suzume to the ruins of Suzume's old house, where Suzume finds the old door and enters with Daijin and Daijin. Once in the Ever After, Daijin changes its form and distracts the worm, while Suzume tries to wake up Sota, who returns to his human form. Realizing the consequences of his freedom, Daijin sacrifices himself to become a keystone, and along with Daijin, who likewise turns back into a keystone, They are used by Sota and Suzume to lock the worm permanently in the ever after. While still in the ever after, they see a young girl from afar. Suzume realizes the young girl is herself, from 12 years ago. Suzume decides to give her young self the childhood chair that was given to her by her mother as a birthday present. She assures her young self the chair will provide her with the strength to overcome the tragedy and continue to grow. The young Suzume becomes energized and decides to leave the ever after and return, leading to her being found by Tamaki 12 years prior. Suzume and Sota leave the ever after themselves to the present, with Sota returning to Tokyo, while Suzume and Tamaki return to Kyushu, revisiting the friends Suzume made along the way. Sometime later, back in her hometown in Kyushu, Suzume makes her way to school. To her surprise, she runs into Sota again, at the same location where they first met.